Hello, all of you bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. I'm Davina, and today's topic is CPTSD and CPTSD Awareness Day, which is today, September the 2nd, if you're on, I guess, peace, too many, if you're on Pacific Standard Time. So, yeah, so I just wanted to bring that awareness here today and also do a short video on the difference between CPTSD and PTSD. So PTSD is trauma that's caused from one event. So, for example, a car accident, you've had one traumatic event and that has caused you this PTSD. And CPTSD is the result of repeated traumas over a prolonged period of time. So generally, we're talking about child abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. It could also be things like domestic violence, human trafficking, any of those kind of things that could happen over a longer period of time. And I found it interesting. I found a little chart that showed it really quite clearly. And PTSD, there are three main kind of symptoms, and those are re-experiencing, avoidance, and a sense of threat. So re-experiencing is the flashbacks. Avoidance is just avoiding reminders of the trauma. And a sense of threat is the hypervigilance. So if you go to the car accident kind of example, the re-experiencing would be, having memories come back to you and having those feelings again come back that you're in the car accident, you're scared and you're, in danger. And the avoidance would be you'd probably want to maybe avoid driving for a while until you were able to maybe try it again, or maybe you wouldn't. And the hypervigilance, maybe if you did start driving again, you'd be like super careful, really hypervigilant in your driving and making sure that, that you were safe and looking out for other drivers and seeing what they're doing. And so that's PTSD. Those are the three things. And for CPTSD, it is those three things plus three more. So for CPTSD, you have the re-experiencing, the avoidance, the sense of threat, and then you also have three other things that together are called disturbances in self-organization. And these three things are affect dysregulation, negative self-concept, and interpersonal disturbances. Very fancy phrases for affect dysregulation is just emotional dysregulation, where you have a lot of difficulty managing your emotions. You might be going into dissociation, going numb or spacing out, or those kind of symptoms. And of course, the negative self-concept is the shame and the guilt, the sense of being a failure, just a sense of worthlessness. And the interpersonal disturbances, again, just a fancy word for having difficulty in relationships, difficulty getting close to others, feeling distant from other people, difficulty maintaining and sustaining longer-term relationships. And so this is how PTSD and CPTSD are different. So you can see that CPTSD is a much more severe and complex form of trauma, which makes it more difficult and more complex to heal. And of course, if you have CPTSD, it's most likely that you also have PTSD, because you likely have some specific events that were even, would be considered, a larger kind of event. Like for me, like when my parents divorced, that was the PTSD amongst all the other, repeated traumas that I was experiencing. So I hope that has made it clear, the difference between these two. I think there is more awareness coming out around CPTSD, and I'm sure it will continue. If you're out and about today, I was thinking of like, getting a t-shirt or something. I haven't found one yet, but yeah, and I'm sure, you can do this for the whole month of September if you like. Yeah, there was one website, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. I think it's cptsdfoundation.org. Don't quote me on that, but they were actually the only people that I saw that were actually advertising this CPTSD Awareness Day. But there is a summit that you can sign up to, and I think also a free workshop, if you're interested in that. I'll put the link below so you can find it there. And yeah, I'm definitely wishing all of you, and thank you for always, being here with me. Really means a lot to me. I'm wishing you many, many blessings of peace, of ease on your journey of healing and awakening, because wow, this is so incredibly tough, unbelievably, unfathomably difficult. And yeah, so I do believe that healing is possible. I know that healing is possible, and I'm hoping that full healing is possible. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Davina at Boldness Blooming.